and also good for helping with blood as well, blood pressure and all that. Most of the nutrients are actually just under the skin, so if you peel it, onions again are really good for keeping your immune system strong. For the darker the color of the vegetable or fruit, the more nutrients it has. Can you see it's colorful already?
Loving the color, Chef Petrina, loving the color.
Just gonna add the rest of the shallots in as well. So this is a really nice dish for those who don't really want to eat any meat or fish. The purple color is actually very good for the eyes as well. These are bay leaves from my garden. Can't be eaten, but it's medicinal. Very good for preventing cancer. It's fine as well. However, I find the tinned tomatoes, they tend to peel the skin as well.
Yes, they do.
And
it's very, very delicious. So well done, Chef.
Thank you.
I'm always blown away by your dishes, and this is definitely one I have to try. So thank you.
Good.
And now it's time for cooking with Chef Petrina. Indulge in a delightful blend of comfort and flavour with our potato and eggplant in tomato sauce. This savoury dish features tender potatoes and hearty eggplants simmered to perfection in a rich, tangy tomato sauce, perfectly seasoned with bustling with robust flavours. It's a satisfying meal that brings warmth to any table. Welcome, Chef.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good. It's great to be back as usual.
Yes,
cooking.
Excellent. What are you cooking up for us? Well, we know, but tell us more about it, please, Chef.
Okay, so today I'm going to be making potatoes with aubergine and a bit of tomatoes as well, fresh tomatoes. I've got the sweet potatoes chopped up really fine. You can have it chunkier if you want to, if you got a bit more time. However, this is like the sweet potatoes chopped up really fine with the skin. This is how it looks like. There you go, like that. So I'm going to chop this one up as well. And then I've got the pontiac potato, again with the skin. That's what the pontiac potato looks like, with the skin as well. So because it takes a bit of time to cook, the potato is pretty hard, I've got my coconut oil, about 2 to 3 tablespoons here, already heated up. And I'm just going to add the potatoes in so it gives enough time to actually cook. And I'm just going to chop up the remaining potatoes, just to show you how finely you can chop it up. You don't have to chop it as finely if you want it a bit chunkier. So I'm just going to leave that cooking.
Was that one potato each, Chef Petrina?
Yes, it's just one medium-sized pontiac potato and a medium-sized sweet potato. However, if you're cooking for a larger group, then you can add more if you want to as well. And what I'm going to do also is to add some ginger to it, which I'll show you in a minute. So I've got this potato cut up like that. Just add it all into the. So to cook the potatoes at this finely chopped size will take maybe about 5 minutes to just soften down. And I'm also going to add. This is seasoning, turmeric, paprika, a bit of sea salt, and a bit of cumin seeds and coriander seeds as well. You can add what you like. Okay, so just gonna keep cooking. I've got the ginger here. This is ginger. Again, I'm gonna cut it or include it with the skin on as well. If you've got any blemishes, you can remove it, but ginger is great with the skin on as well. Ginger, I've explained before, it's really good for sort of like motion sickness and nausea, things like that, and also good for helping with blood as well, blood pressure and all that. So it's really a nice dish to add. Ginger can be a bit like quite sharp in taste. So the best thing is actually get it cut again really fine if you're not used to the taste of the ginger itself. And obviously you can also make tea with ginger, just freshly cut ginger. Instead of buying the tea, the processed sort of ginger in the tea bags, you can actually make your own fresh ginger tea from this sort of ginger.
Yeah.
So again, the ginger I'm going to cut really fine so that the taste is not too strong for those who are not too much of a fan of ginger.
I know you leave the skin on the potatoes, but the ginger, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, with all these vegetables, most of the nutrients are actually just under the skin. So if you peel it, similar with like a carrot, when you try peeling a carrot with the, peeling carrot and eat it without the skin, you can tell it tastes less sweet because all the nutrients are actually just there. So just mix the ginger now with all the other potato ingredients and the seasoning as well. So let that cook. And I've got, this is one red onion here. Red onion looks a bit like this. I've actually not even chopped up. This is a really large one. That's actually just one itself. So I'm going to just chop it up as well, really fine. Onions, again, are really good for keeping your immune system strong. So always try to add some onions into your cuisine every day.
Are you going with the red for the color, or is it really for...
Yeah, the red, like mentioned before, the darker the color of the vegetable or fruit, the more nutrients it has. So this one's actually got a lot more sort of like sulfur, so it helps with the immune system as well. And I've also added some shallots like that. I put in the recipe, I think 2 to 3 shallots. However, because the shallots I've got is quite small, I'm using about 5 of these ones. So I've just chopped that up as well. So again, the shallots are a bit slightly sweeter, so it just adds a bit different flavor as well. So let me just add the onions in, red onions going in. Okay, more here. So the onions actually gives natural moisture as well. So you can see I'm not really adding any water to this dish at this stage. Can you see it's colorful already?
Loving the color, Chef Petrina, loving the color.
Just going to add the rest of the shallots in as well. This one.
And the smell, oh my goodness, the scent is amazing.
Yeah. And a lot of people, they say, eating healthy can be expensive, but you see, there's so much here in this pan, and it's only one large red onion, and then, you've got the sweet potato, one sweet potato, one pontiac potato. It doesn't really cost too much to eat.
No.
So I'm not going to cut the aubergine now. That's the only bit that you shouldn't be eating. The rest can be eaten. Yeah. So let me just cut it lengthwise like this. Get rid of this bit, can't be eaten. And the rest, just cut it again really fine. That way, this way. So this is a really nice dish for those who don't really want to eat any meat or fish today. So again, the aubergine, I'm going to cut it slightly fine because of the time of the cooking. However, if you've got a bit more time, then obviously you can have it slightly larger if you want to as well.
But Chef, do you find that if you were to cut your potatoes up a bit bigger, you'd need a bit more oil, or not necessarily?
Not necessarily, yeah. It just takes a bit longer to cook, that's it. Yeah. However, if you find you need more oil, then obviously coconut oil and the olive oil that I normally use is healthy oils anyway, so it's not like you need to watch so much how much you're using.
Yeah, those look really good.
So these aubergines are cut. That's half of it gone in.
Feels like a nice autumn dish.
Yes. And as I mentioned, the onions tend to give up a bit of moisture as well.
Yes.
So let me just cut up the other half of the aubergine here. Quickly, just get rid of this. And again, the aubergine, I'm eating it with the skin as well, or cooking it with the skin. Again, many people, they tend to peel it, and that's really not advisable because there's also, you know, the color, the purple color is actually very good for the eyes as well.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's also no need to like soak it. I've seen some people where they've cooked and they've soaked the aubergine in salt and things like that. This is just all natural. So that's that. You can add it in as well. Add this in. You can see there's plenty for everyone.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And last but not least, I totally forgot, I've actually supposed to add these bay leaves as well. These are bay leaves from my garden. Can't be eaten, but it's medicinal. Very good for preventing cancer. So just add it in just for
Wonderful.
the medicinal bit of it. And last but not least, I've got two varieties of tomatoes. This is like a sort of like longish ones. So the tomatoes will actually give quite a lot of juice as well, natural juice. Again, don't peel the tomatoes, just chop it up. And actually give the flavor. And I've got the other sort of smaller cherry type tomatoes. So I've used about 20 of these, 10 of each. But you can use the larger tomatoes as well if you wish to. However, the smaller ones, they tend to not have to, you don't have to really have to cook it much, or you don't even have to cook it, you can actually add it, eat it raw. And it's a lot sweeter as well.
What would you say to tinned tomatoes?
Tinned tomatoes is fine as well. However, I find the tinned tomatoes, they tend to peel the skin as well.
Yes, they do.
So yeah, and obviously because it's canned, it's not as fresh, you know, it's not fresh like the fresh ones. So always go for fresh fruits and vegetables as much as you can.
And what about tomato puree though? I know again it's
Tomato puree?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine as
again.
well. However, tomato puree, again, unless you're doing it on your own, a lot of the commercially made ones, they have a lot of, you know, added sugars and other things as well. So I don't really like to use too much of those. So the tomatoes go in, and the tomatoes will give the natural juice as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to add a bit of spice, which I will do, I'm gonna add just one chilli to it. So just stir that in. Okay. So I've got the chilli. I normally just like to chop it up again really fine.
With the seeds.
You can use either red chili or green chili or chili flakes, whichever is easier for you. Again, the chili, it's all with the skin and the seeds as well.
Yes.
So the chili goes in there. Okay, there you go. And last but not least, I'm gonna garnish it with spring onions, just make it a bit greener, and also with some basil leaves, basil and parsley, which I've got as well. So you can see
That looks so good.
it's all nice and colorful here. Colorful here.
Yep. When we cook intentionally, our food becomes our medicine. So yeah.
Pardon?
I'm saying that when we cook intentionally, our food becomes our medicine as
Exactly, exactly, yeah. So the spring onions, you just chop it really fine and just garnish it towards the end. That's what the basil leaf looks like before it's cut as well. So just gonna cut it. And yeah, I think we're at the stage where maybe you can show the recipe card or something, or...
Will do, chef. Okay. So, ingredients. You can have one large pontiac potato with one medium sweet potato. Remember, keep the skin on where the nutrients lie. One large eggplant, aubergine. 20 cherry tomatoes. 3 cloves of garlic. 1 brown onion or red onion. 2 shallots or 3 depending on the size. Sea salt per taste. 2 green chilies or red chilies. or even half a teaspoon of chili flakes, 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil or olive oil, a quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a quarter of a teaspoon of paprika powder, and a quarter of a teaspoon of coriander powder. Then a quarter of a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Garnish with mint, coriander, parsley, basil, whatever you have. And subhanAllah, you have the ingredients on the screen as well. So do take a picture. It smells absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to have a try of this, Chef Petrina.
Yep, so I think the dish is almost done. I'm just gonna cook it slightly more. Now, I've been asked before, how do you test if the thing is cooked? Basically, when you can really use a spoon or something to actually cut through the potatoes, then you know it's cooked. And likewise with the aubergine as well, it needs to be a bit slightly soft. So, but it's all there. So let's just leave it here for a few seconds more.
Will you expect so like juices moist at the bottom of the pan from the onions and tomatoes?
Yes, that's right. The onions obviously give like, you know, a natural juice as well, moisture, and obviously because cooking with the pot closed as well, the lid as well, so that will actually give moisture as well. And then, as I mentioned, I'm gonna add in the spring onions just to mix it up slightly here.
Amazing colours.
Okay. The bay leaves, you don't have to eat it, so just gonna leave it there. So it's garnished, and the bay leaves, you can actually take it out. Let me just take this out.
Would you serve this on its own, Chef Petrina?
You can eat it with, you know, bread, rice, anything if you want more carbohydrate dishes. There you go. So that's the bay leaves added in. And we are ready to dish it out.
Yeah, that looks really good.
So I've got this plate here. Just gonna remove these bay leaves. Said it's a bit too hard to actually chew on it. Bay leaves, you can actually also make tea with it as well. You know, just pour hot water and make some tea with it. So there.
Amazing.
So let me just serve this. Reduce the heat. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, very colourful as well.
You're gonna feel so healthy eating this.
Yes. And you can actually eat this on its own. It's quite nice because it's already got the potatoes if you're
exactly. It's like a whole meal,
carbohydrates and things like that.
Yeah.
There you go. One more bay leaf gone out. Okay. There you go. And then we can garnish it with the remaining. This is the parsley and a bit of mint as well. So that's it. And basil as well. So it's really, you know, leave some here as well. Basil, just to give it a different garnish this time.
Yeah.
I normally using coriander and things like that. However, thought today will be different. So that's the dish.
That is 100% healthy. I'm coming over to try it now.
By all means. By
it
all
looks
means.
absolutely incredible.
Got a spoon for you, I think. Yeah.
Oh, and the smell as well. Thank you so much, Chef
Yeah.
Petrina. All right, let's have a little look. And I just love the garnish as well. It just adds to the wholesome of it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, let's take a little taste of this. Bismillah. Oh my goodness. Although very soft, still a little bit crunchy as well. I think probably from the garnish leaves, but mashallah, I absolutely love it. And it's quite sweet as well, isn't it?
Yes, its sweetness is from the potatoes, so I've not added any sugar or anything like that. It's just...
It's very, very delicious. So well done, Chef.
Thank you.
I'm always, always, always blown away by your dishes. So this is definitely one I have to try. So thank you.
Good.
Awesome. Let's show the ingredients once again on the screen. Do you take a picture? Because this just looks absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Chef.
You're welcome.
For your wonderful, wonderful dish. And we're going to be seeing you very, very soon. Thank you, Chef Petrina.